Redeemer Church, Pastor Scott here. I hope and pray you've had a great week, and I'm looking forward to together coming around the video tomorrow from our various homes as we hear updates and prayers and sing, and Pastor Morgan continuing our sermon series in the book of Acts. There's been a number of articles, though, this week in the national news outlets about the easing of restrictions for places of worship. So I wanted to just jump on here quickly and give you an update from our perspective. And first, we're just so very thankful for the careful approach of the UAE government to continuing to battle and contain the COVID-19 virus, even while they're being attentive to the desires of people to move about and businesses to operate, and churches and social groups to gather together. And the steps that are being taken now to reopen the church compounds are happening in a very phased approach. They're beginning with limited gatherings for short times, and our understanding is that after a process of evaluating those smaller gatherings for shorter times, they will continue to give permissions for the compounds, and we trust also for those churches that are meeting outside the compounds. As an evangelical church that meets in a hotel, we look forward to those renewed permissions from the relevant government authorities that allow us to do that again. And we know that those are going to come with the practices for safety and public health that contain the virus and make sure that we're being careful when it comes to the spread of the virus. Well, we long to gather together again. And we realize that the preventative measures, when that happens, are not going to feel normal. We know, though, that any time God's people gather together, it's going to be special. So we're looking forward to that. We don't currently have a timeline in mind for when this might happen, or even really where we might be able to gather, or what it will look like when we do, but we ask you a few things. Number one, stay prayerful. Stay prayerful for our governing authorities, that they would have wisdom in making good decisions for the good maintenance of the health of the city, the economy of the city, and for the flourishing of every person in the city. Let's pray for our governing authorities. We also want to ask you to stay patient. As helpful as Zoom is and as videos are to staying in touch or staying informed, there's something about the special grace of God, people gathered together, especially for us as a church, that makes a church a church. And so we long to do that. But let's wait patiently for that opportunity, not with a complacency that starts to forget that, not with a bitterness or an anger, but let's wait patiently on the Lord's timing. So stay prayerful, stay patient, and also just stay in touch and stay tuned. We're going to let you know as soon as we have any updates or things to share. And in the meantime, let's stay tuned. Stay tuned to one another, in touch with one another, encouraging each other, discipling one another, reaching out to one another, and staying informed on what we're communicating as a church, because we're going to let you know as soon as we have some news so that we can get back together again. Thanks, Redeemer Church. Many blessings to you, and I hope to see you sometime soon.